Hello friends! Welcome back. I'm very proud to present yet another installment of my Dota 2 strategy series. And this time I'm going to be covering one of the hardest carries in the game, Luna. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, thanks so much for your continued support, all that good stuff. I would not keep making these if it wasn't for all the awesome feedback that I received. So, yeah, I really appreciate that actually. At the end of the day, that's what makes me want to make these videos more. So, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So anyway, this video is going to be covering Luna. Luna is a lot of fun to play, however, she's a little bit different than the heroes that I've covered in the past in that she is very much a hard carry and she requires an exorbitant amount of farm. And in that regard, she requires a little bit more to kind of get up and go than other heroes do, but don't take that as saying she can't hold her own earlier on because she very well can. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cover the essentials of what I want to talk about in this video. I'm going to be talking mainly about how to properly farm as this hero, how to farm whenever you're a little bit behind and you've lost map control. That's actually a question that I receive fairly often in my other videos is, JJ Merrill, what do I do whenever the team is just completely stomping and they've taken control of the map? Well, I'm going to kind of show you some things that you can do to help with that, and not only that, I'm going to show you some very critical mistakes that the enemy team makes and not keeping me from getting the farm that I need to come online. So, with all that being said, I'm first going to go and cover the lanes that we have here. We have a Luna Abaddon lane, which, not the worst thing in the world. It's a little unusual, but Abaddon's going to make sure that I stay safe, and Luna is definitely a hero that is extremely vulnerable in the earlier parts of the game. We're going to be up against a solo Nature's Prophet. This is actually becoming fairly popular time making this video, and it's actually quite good. We're going to have a Zeus against a Brewmaster lane. The Brewmaster probably has actually a fairly big advantage here. And we're going to have a Centaur Warlock against a Leshrac Sniper. And we're going to have a Axe in the Jungle. So some interesting lanes going on here. And one thing I want to mention right away about Luna and the lane that I'm in is that I have virtually absolute free farm in this lane. And if you're not familiar with what that means, I want to go and talk about these concepts. Again, I'm going to be focusing a lot on how to play hard carries and how to farm hard carries throughout this video. Don't miss last hits, by the way. That's a great start. Get all the last hits. They are extremely important. But anyway, what Luna really likes is a lane where she's not heavily contested. And the thing about a Nature's Prophet is even though he's been doing, Leshrac at the first split top lane, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Luna really likes a lane where she's going to be uncontested, and Nature's Prophet cannot do much really to contest my farm. This means that if I play it well and I play it right, I can get virtually all of the last hits in the lane, which is going to give me a major edge as the game goes on. Now, one interesting thing that Nature's Prophet is doing is he's actually using his treants to pull the wave. And what I mean by that is that he's attacking the creeps from right here, and he's actually pulling the wave up here. Basically, what that does is that forces us to have a double wave of creeps. Notice how there were two melee creeps right here at the time I was saying that. And that's going to make sure that he gets guaranteed XP and guaranteed gold. Notice how Abaddon's almost level 3, I'm about 3.5, while the Prophet is actually 3.5 as well. This means that, in effect, he's kind of winning his lane, because if we were doing well, this Nature's Prophet would not really be getting much XP on. He would be behind us in terms of XP gain. So he's actually playing this fairly well, but at the same time, it's also going to mean that my last hits are fairly uncontested. I'm going to go and take a step back here, and I'm going to explain Luna's skills if you're not familiar with them. Luna's skill set is actually pretty interesting, and I feel like she's actually a hero where you can go a couple different ways depending on how the game's going. Luna's bread and butter is going to be Lucent Beam, and one thing I want to point out right away is look at that enormous cast range on this skill. This skill has a 800 cast range. Towers have a 700 attack range, I believe, so this skill actually goes farther than what towers can attack, which is actually really nice. This deals a fair amount of damage on a fairly low cooldown, and it also deals a stun as well. It's only a 0.6 second stun, but that actually can make all the difference, and it absolutely makes all the difference if you're trying to cancel a TP or a channel. So this is a great ability if you're chasing down a hero and you need to cancel their TP or you need to cancel a critical channel, like Witch Doctor's Ultimate is a great example of that. Next skill I want to talk about is Luna's Moonglaves. Now you notice I haven't taken a point in this yet, and the reason this is because this actually makes Luna's attacks bounce as you attack. So if you attack a target, it makes her glaives bounce to other targets around them. In a fairly wide range of 500, which is actually quite respectable, that's quite a bit larger than it actually sounds. But the problem is that this pushes the wave if you take it at early levels, and I want to try my best to keep the wave back as far as I can. And again, I do want to say this Nature's Prophet has been doing a great job using his treants to actually pull the creep wave. He's about to do it again, actually. So he's going to go down here, and he's going to intercept the creeps. I'm actually going to show you this real quick in case you're not sure what I'm talking about. So he's going to intentionally use the trees to draw the creeps up. Do it. Draw them up. Okay, there you go. So he's going to draw them back, but the effect remains the same. Basically, he's going to make a creep wave go back, which means I'm going to have to tank the creeps out in the tower, and it's also going to mean that this creep wave is going to meet this creep wave, which means guaranteed EXP for him if he sits at his tower. This is actually a really, really good strategy for Nature's Prophet to use. But aside from all that, I still don't want to get a point in Glaives quite yet. I will soon, and I'm going to explain my decision making as we get a little bit later in the video. Lunar Blessing is a really, really great skill, and I do want to talk about this. So what Lunar Blessing does is, whoops, back in Hero Chase. Lunar Blessing gives you a flat damage bonus of 18 at level 1, and it also gives Luna a bonus night vision. This is actually really cool. Luna gets max night vision of 1800, which is the same as what most heroes have during the day. I think Night Stalker has reduced day vision. Honestly, I'm not positive of that, but not a big deal. But Lunar Blessing gives you bonus damage, and one rank of it will actually give you the full night vision as well. Full night vision on its face may not sound like all that, like it's really important, but it makes a huge difference. Take a look at this. It just conveniently turned night right now. Notice how I'm able to see to up about right here. A normal hero can only see to about right here. This makes an enormous difference in the game. Like, it really, really does. And matter of fact, I often take a point in this at level 1, but I make sure that I don't skill until I get into the lane, because there might be a case where I'm running a tri-lane. Let's say, for example, I'm running a tri-lane where, like, I have a like a Shadow Demon in the Shrek in my tri-lane. I don't want to get this at level 1. I might want to go ahead and get Lucent Beam at level 1 because I want the additional nuke and also the additional stun. That's going to be more valuable to me than this. But, oh god, I'm talking a mile a minute here. The reason that Lunar Blessing is so nice is because this basically gives you a free Quelling Blade at the start of the game. Now, I know things have moved pretty fast here, and I'm already got a Helm in the Dominator, I'm already starting to farm the jungle. I'm going to talk about why I made this decision here in a minute, but I want to go and finish my discussion about Luna's skills. Luna's Eclipse is really, really, really cool. So what Luna's Eclipse does, this is a big AoE ability that focuses around her, and it's going to set off a number of Lucent Beams, and the Lucent Beams are actually going to be dependent on your level of Lucent Beam. So if I have Lucent Beam at level 3, it's going to be the power of level 3 Lucent Beams. Level 4, it's going to be level 4. As you level it up, it's going to launch more beams and an AoE around you. This does a ton of damage. Like, this ability is super, super powerful. Now, a couple things I do want to point out about this is that it does not stun like your standard Lucent Beam does. And another thing that I want to point out about it as well is that if you die, the beams will stop. So whenever you activate this ability, you're probably going to start getting focused, and Luna is not a hero that really likes to get focused. Notice how at level 6, I only have 663 HP. I have no items that grant me HP, but this is really, really low. Like, let's look around the map a little bit. Like, for example, this Abaddon at level 5 is 834. Centaur, well, Centaur's not really fair, to be honest, but he has 834 at level 4. Even the Zeus is doing better than me at level 6. Luna is super, super squishy. This hero really, really can't stand a lot of heat. So, to that end, what really makes Luna strong is really her ability to farm quickly. Now, one thing I want to point out right now, and I'm actually going to pause the video for a second, is right now you'll notice we are 8-1, and that's really bad. So, XP graph is massively in the Dire team's favor, Gold graph is massively in their favor. The reason that I have went a little bit different skill build and I didn't get my ult at level 6 is because I realized, okay, my team is getting absolutely stomped. Not only that, they have a team, I'm actually going to start the video back up, but they have a team that is going to start being very aggressive very early on us. And the Shrek, Axe, Brewmaster, the Shrek, Axe, Brewmaster are heroes that really, really like to ramp up in the mid-game. Nature's Prophet can be, but he goes a Midas build this game, I believe. Yeah, he does, definitely. And the Sniper definitely needs some time to farm, but like these 4 heroes alone means they can push down our towers within P.O.D. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to farm, and I need to farm super, super fast right now. This is also a reason why I decided to go and take the bottom tier 1 tower fairly quickly, is because I'm like, alright, I need a quick injection of gold, and I need it right now or else this game is over. Like, we are 8-1 right now in the enemy team's favor, and Luna is not really a hero that can survive against a team that's currently stronger than she is. Even though at this point I do more base damage than most heroes in the game can possibly do with the combination of Lunar Blessing and the Ring of Aquila. So I'm TPing top. I want to go and try to help this out. This is not a good engagement, though, and the reason being is because my Eclipse, the Leshrac, can literally just run right out of it. I do eat a Battle Hunger, and a really nasty part about this is I'm also probably going to eat a Sniper Ultimate. I believe I do here. Brewmaster's going to get Vision, and yep, bam, I'm going to die. Alright, so what I want to talk about there is the decision-making that was involved. By me deciding to go to top tower and helping my team, it actually hurt us. It hurt us quite a bit. I wasn't able to pick up any extra kills because I either TP'd too early or too late. The team was literally right back here, and Brewmaster Ultimate being right here, my Lunar Beams are not going to hit him through Eclipse because his units are magic immune anyway. So this is a situation where I should not have TP'd, and that was actually a critical mistake, and that sets back my farm quite considerably. So this is really a big part of what Dota is all about, is deciding when can I help my team and when should I stick to farming. If you're going to play a hard carry like Luna, you need to be able to make those decisions, and in that scenario, that was a time where I made a mistake with that decision. Now, my next point of discussion is, why is Luna so strong and why is he such a hard carry? She has a pretty cool skill set, but nothing like unbelievable, like say Void's Backtrack or his Time Lock or his Chronosphere. She, like, the Moonglaves is, this scales super, super well. Like, this, you'll see how awesome this ability is as the game goes on. Trust me. And you'll notice this is a very, very long game, by the way. But Lunar Blessing gives a lot of extra damage. And by the way, to finish out my point of the discussion about Lunar Blessing, this skill is great to take at level 1 for a couple of reasons, or at least level 2. I recommend maybe a Lucent Beam at level 1 followed up by Lunar Blessing. It depends on the lane that you're going in. But this ability does not apply to your creeps. This means that it will not inherently push the lane by itself, but it will apply to your allied heroes. So what this means is, let's say for example, the Abaddon I was in the lane with, he would be getting plus 14 bonus damage on top of what he already had. So any hits he was able to get on the Nature's Prophet are going to matter much, much more. Like, it's good. Plus 14 damage, that's really considerable. It absolutely is. It goes up to plus 38 at level 4. I like to max this ability out. It depends. You know, my skill build is all over the place here. I do want to say that this is not a typical skill build I would use for Luna, and I know you've been probably screaming this here now, why isn't your Lunar Beam max? What are you doing? And I'll explain why I made this decision. It's because Moonglaves let you farm the jungle and farm creep waves so quickly. Like, this ability, it turns you into a flash farmer. Take a look at the effect that the Moonglaive has on the creep wave. And one point that I probably just actually made for myself there is that it pushes the creep wave. So what this means is that I actually cannot keep the creep wave in equilibrium, so I cannot keep it at my tower to safe distance. But what that does mean is that I can go into the jungle and I can flash run the jungle super quickly, even with just 2 levels in this. So let's see how fast I take out this camp. With just 2 levels of this, I get 2 bounces, so it's going to bounce to 2 other creeps. By the way, if you're fighting 2 units, this includes creeps and enemy heroes, it will only bounce to them 1 time. You can't get like 3 or 4 bounces between the same targets, what I'm trying to say. That just doesn't work. But this lets you farm so much faster. Matter of fact, if we take a look right now at the GPM levels, despite the sniper having a big advantage over me in terms of kills, and like, let's look at the last hits. I have 83 versus his 55, but if we look at KDA, he's 4, 0, and 5. I'm 0, 1, and 0. His KDA is insanely higher than mine, but I actually have a higher GPM than, or I have the same GPM that he does practically, just because I'm able to farm so much more quickly. Now, another key thing I want to talk about that you probably saw me doing, and this is really, really helpful. This really boosted my play in Dota just as a whole whenever I learned how to do this. And by the way, I'm really bad at this, so don't judge me. But using your creep to stack the hard camp or stack ancients. Luna is one of the best heroes in the game to do this. I actually already stacked this once, and you saw me take out like a 3 or 4 stack camp earlier whenever I stacked all these. The reason that this is so powerful is because it lets you clear, like, your Moonglaves can clear a whole camp all at once. TP and in try to help with this fight. Again, not a good TP for me because they were not engaged, they weren't committed to the fight at our tower. So another choice by me that wasn't all that fantastic. My 2 TPs so far have not been all that great. But anyway, using the Helm and the Dominator to stack creep camps, you'll see I'm doing that right now, and I think I did screw it up, honestly, but that's okay. But, using a creep controlled by Helm and the Dominator to stack these camps, I cannot tell you how much gold this adds to your pool. Like, let's just take like some quick math here. Let's say I stack this camp 4 times. that means I can be in a lane farming, or I can be farming other camps, I can be farming the Ancients. But like, if I stack this camp 4 times, let's say on average this gives what, like 100, 130, 100... Let's say this gives about average of about 150, 170 gold per clear. If I can get that 3 times on top of itself every couple of minutes, like, that's so massive. Let's look at the Ancient camp. Like, a standard Ancient camp is going to give you, what, about 250 to 300 per clear? Well, multiply that by 2 or 3 times, like, just for stacking it. This makes an enormous difference. I don't do a very good job at that this game, I do have to admit, but it makes a huge difference. Trust me, do it. I would not normally get a Helm in the Dominator as quickly as I did this game. I actually typically like to opt for, say, like, power treads into drum of endurance. And matter of fact, let's actually talk about why I like Luna so much. She is the fastest hero in the entire game. She has 330 base movement speed, and that is awesome. So what that really means is that movement items that grant you movement speed are really, really powerful. So if we look at, say, actually, we might have a fight going on here. Let's see if we do. I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. Okay, so key thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk in range, activate my Eclipse, and unfortunately the Brewmaster did get his ulti off, but I was able to kill the Leshrac almost instantly just using the Eclipse. This does a ton of damage. So much damage. Sniper's coming in, he wants to get some, and I don't think we're going to be able to manage more of this fight, so I'm going to speed it back up, actually. A little bit less happened there than I would have liked, but that's okay. It showed you the power of what Eclipse can do. Don't be afraid to use Eclipse on a solo target. A lot of people hesitate to do that, but it really... Like, let's look at it even at level 2. So, my beams can hit one target 6 times. That's a very unlucky target, by the way, if there happens to be other heroes around him or other units around him. But if I hit a unit 6 times, even at level 2, that's going to deal a total of... is that right, actually? So I can hit 6 times for... Wow, okay. Actually, that does not sound right. I'm sorry, I'm kind of hesitant. I'm actually going to add an annotation here. I'm not 100% sure exactly how this should work. But, oh, that's Scepter max hits. I apologize. I'm sorry about that. So I can target a max of 4 times. So I can actually hit a target right now for 1,200 damage at level 2. That's a lot. Granted, I deal 7 beams of damage total right now, and I deal 10 at level 3. This ability is great for taking a single target. It's really, really good. I apologize for that, by the way. Normally I go into these videos having at least half an idea what I'm talking about, but Eclipse can be kind of funky, actually, in some ways. I do want to go and talk about my decision-making here a little bit more. You'll notice that even though our Tier 1's getting pushed, I don't feel like we can defend this. I really don't. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try my best to do some damage to the tier 1 of theirs. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep a close eye on what's going on over here, and I'm ready to TP in a moment's notice. As a matter of fact, with Warlock ulti going down, I should be TPing right now. I decided to TP to our Tier 2. Going to try to save this Warlock. I'm a little bit too slow, unfortunately. But the Brewmaster is definitely going to die here. Trying to go for a TP. And he does die, so that's good. So Luna does an absurd amount of damage, even from fairly early levels, but she's balanced in the fact that she's fairly squishy. She cannot take much punishment. And the moment you turn on your Eclipse, people are going to go, oh my god, kill the Luna, blah, get her. And in most fights, I'm going to be staying on strength power treads, and the main reason for that is because, again, I have less than 1,000 HP right now. That's bad. But anyway, I'm surprised I actually found so much to talk about, because this game is mostly just farming, to be honest, but there's a lot to talk about with this hero, because she's awesome. I like her a lot. So, Yasha. This is one of the most cost-effective items for agility carries in the game, and I'm going to explain why I really like it on Luna. So this grants a 10% movement speed. This benefits Luna more than any other hero in the game. The reason this is because Luna has the highest of a 330 base movement speed, so take 10% of that, and yeah, you're going to get a free 33 movement speed off of that. That's really good. Like, that is really, really good. Movement speed items are great on Luna. I also, yet again, I want to talk about Drum of Endurance. I know I buy this in every hero, but it's because it's really good. Drum of Endurance is excellent on Luna because the plus 10 movement speed, again, really synergizes well with her natural high movement speed. It also makes you a lot tankier. Luna likes this item because of the plus 9 strength that it gives you. Plus 9 strength is a lot. Every point of strength gives you 19 health, so 19 times 9, that's 114 extra HP right there. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. With Luna's small HP pool, even an item like Adrenaline Endurance can make a huge, huge difference. In a game like this, where we are absolutely, we're 3 to 15 right now. But one thing I want you to pay attention to is the fact that they have only just now started warding my jungle. And this is correct. This is what they should be doing. And, oh yeah, I actually missed this. Okay, so what happened here is the Axe blinked in on me. He didn't have any backup. I blew a solo Eclipse on him. The reason I did this is because I'm like, okay, if he has any backup, I'm probably dead. Axe blinked in and taunted. And the moment his taunt ended, I hit R. Taunt ended, I hit R. And blowing a solo Eclipse is not a bad thing because it made sure the Axe was going to die. And before his help could arrive, if there were any, I had to assume he had help. He didn't, and I don't know why he did that. I guess he assumed I didn't have help. But even then, I don't think a solo Axe could really kill me. He's 2 levels behind me. He really can't do enough damage to get a Cooling Blade off of me quite yet. Unless he's the absolute Spin Lord and he's like the god of helicopters, which some Axes are. But blowing a solo Eclipse to take out a single target is a great thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. So to talk more about itemization, because I really want to make the focus of this video, is I go ahead and I pick up the Naked Ogre Club for my Black King bar. And, yep, I'm going to get taunted yet again. And solo Warlock ulti, that's a little bit different. That, even though we did kill him, oh boy, okay, so that's a double damage Brewmaster trying to come in here, and a Centaur ulti is actually going to save me there, so well played by him, followed up by a Death Coil from the Abaddon. That definitely helps a lot. So I actually got saved by my team there. I would have absolutely died if my team wasn't there to back me up, so that was good by them. Now, what was bad by the enemy team is the Brewmaster and Axe need to be working together. Like, just one of those two alone can't kill me, but both of them together can absolutely kill me, and I'm really the only threat to their team right now. But anyway, I picked up the Naked Ogre Club for my BKB. This alone is 190 health, and again, with Luna's low HP pool, I can't emphasize this enough. Get Luna's HP up. She already does a lot of damage just from her Lunar Blessing and Moon Glaives alone, especially if you complement this with a cheap item like a Yasha. I also like Ring of Aquila quite a lot. I didn't really use it to all that great effect this game because I wasn't like in a 2v2 lane, but in a situation like that, I like using this so that you can spam her Lucent Beam. This does a lot of damage at early levels. Even at level 2, it does 150 as a nuke. That's actually really good. But Ring of Aquila is really nice. It gives you a lot of really good stats. I like this item quite a bit on Luna. I would not say that it's core, per se, but it's just a nice complement. It also serves for your Wraith Band to upgrade into something nice, too. And, you know, the +9 damage is nice, and yada yada yada. You get the idea. Not core, but just kind of nice to have. So at this point, I'm feeling fairly comfortable about my HP. I've been doing a really bad job of stacking with this creep, but I kind of want to provide a bit of justification for that, even though I'm not going to say I wasn't forgetting, because I was. That was just my mistake. I was playing poorly. But whenever you have lost map control like this, whenever, say, like, look, we don't have our mid-tier 1, our top-tier 1, and our bottom-tier 2 is getting threatened. They still have their top-tier 1 and their mid-tier 1. They've only lost their bottom-tier 1 that we took out almost at the start of the game. Basically what this means is that this whole area and this whole area is danger zone. Like, I can't freely have reign over this. If our mid tier 1 was still up, I could stack this camp so much more freely. But if I end up stacking this camp, and like we don't have a ward, say, watching right here, I could simply be feeding the enemy gold. This is something to really think about if you're playing a hero that stacks camps like Luna does. If you've lost control of the map, which we absolutely have, don't just stack Ancients blindly, because you can actually end up feeding your enemy. Like, if the Nature's Prophet and Sniper come along, they can clear that camp pretty quickly. That's really, really bad for us. And so, all throughout the game, I've kind of been talking about what to do if you're behind, and, like...
Absolutely not.
and if your team has, you know, not been doing so hot and you're playing the hard carry. What's really critical at all stages of the game is you need to think, where can I safely go to get farm? So at this current point, like right here, I feel like while this is a bit of a risk, we have a ward right here watching this approach. What I really have to worry about, though, is like a Nature's Prophet teleporting in behind me. But even then, I'm hoping I can communicate with my team saying, hey, TP to the tier 2, save me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm hoping that'll help. You'll notice I have not been in the jungle all that much ever since they put these 2 wards down. I didn't know they put the wards down at the time of the game, but at the same time, that's just kind of using just basic player's intuition for where to go and what not to do, because we don't have wards at all there. So I have to assume, okay, the entire team is over here. So I'm going to spend my time farming this hard camp, this easy camp, this wave, and the ancients. I can spend plenty of time doing that. I don't have to put myself at risk. If I farm all these out, I can easily go to the top lane and farm that. You'll also notice, too, that I haven't been blowing my TP like to get to a lane like this to farm it. And the reason for that is because if a team fight breaks out, say down here, I don't want my TP to be off a cooldown. That can lose you games. You really always need to manage how you're using your TP, especially as a hard carry like Luna. If you blow your TP just to go somewhere and farm, like, you can really put your team in a bad spot. You really need to budget your TP time, because the moment you use this, it's on a 1 minute cooldown. That can really, really hurt you. So I've got a little bit going on here. They're kind of positioning on us. They still want to fight. However, I want to talk about critical mistakes the enemy team is making. Even though they're crushing us right now, they've taken our top and our bottom tier 2. They're 18-5. At this time, they have a 15k XP advantage and a 15k gold advantage. They haven't messed with me all that much. And if we look at the hero roster here, I can be an extremely serious threat at the game. Yeah, there goes my wildkin. No. Anyway. I can be an extremely serious threat if the game lasts long enough. Not only that, we have a really defensive lineup with our team. And we do have a team fight going on here. I'm actually going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to pump my BKB immediately. Use my Eclipse. Doing a lot of damage. And mainly focused on Axe, but nothing wrong with that. Trying to run ahead a little bit and catch any heroes I can. I'm not going to worry too much about the Brewmaster ultimate going on behind me, because I really can't kill him quickly enough to justify turning around and fighting him. Waiting for the Brewmaster ultimate to wear off. Managed to pick off his Fire Panda, so there goes most of his damage. And Brewmaster's now vulnerable, and that boy is definitely dead. Alright, good. Alright, so this is the point of the game where, like, Luna is really, really, really scary if she gets a leg up. She's, I don't want to say kind of like Sniper in that way, because Sniper is like an extreme example of a hero that needs to be really far ahead, and like there can't be too many gap closers on the enemy team, but you know what I'm talking about. Like whenever a Sniper starts to get ahead, you're like, God, where did he come from? How's he doing so much damage? Luna is very, very similar to that. And at this point in the game, I'm actually almost kind of getting there, and I do have my Manta style finished at this point too.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little
My team is trying to push the mid tier 1. I didn't quite feel comfortable doing that. I'm like, you know what? I actually feel like we have a shot at winning this game, so I'm going to keep farming. Maybe not the best logic, but hey, that's okay. Casual sniper roll, that's okay. And at this point, he has a Desolator Shadowblade Yasha, so he's hitting pretty hard. However, notice, look how much higher my GPM is than the snipers, despite having a He's 5-0-6, and I am only 4-1-2. So he still has a pretty substantial advantage over me in terms of KDA. But in last hits, I'm way, 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 way far ahead of him. And at this point, 223 at 27 minutes is okay. It's not ideal, but if you find yourself at this point, don't beat yourself up. This isn't bad, but your farm can definitely be a lot higher than this. One way it can be is if you actually have a little bit better control over the map, obviously, and if you use your Helm of the Dominator to actually stack camps properly. Stack the hard camp, stack the ancients. So they're just kind of posturing, doing their thing right now. Not a whole lot going on. Now that we have a little bit of breathing room, I do want to talk a minute about Manta Style and why I really enjoy this item a lot on Luna. Lucent being the wrong creep. You're going to have a little bit of that. Manta Style is awesome on this hero for a couple of reasons. Number one, your illusions use Moonglaves. That's sick. This does is so much more damage. I don't think a fight is going to break out here, but if it does, I'm going to, of course, like I usually do, break my normal topic of discussion and talk about what's going on. But Moonglaves proc on your illusions. And to talk a little bit more about Moonglaves, this 5 bounces with 30% damage reduction for each bounce. At level 4, this means you deal just slightly under 200% bonus damage to targets that are hit by the glaives. That's a lot. So let's take a perfect scenario like I hit all 5 enemy heroes and like a creep, right? So I deal the max damage of about 220 or so to the first initial target, and it's reduced by 30 for each bounce. But overall, I'm dealing about 200% bonus physical damage in an AoE. That really, really adds up. Your illusions get this benefit as well. Now, mind you, your illusions do excuse me, 28% of your normal damage, and they don't get a benefit from raw plus damage items, so that they don't get that plus 91. They also don't benefit from Lunar Blessing, but the fact that they actually get Moonglaves is really, really powerful. It's super strong. This is also a natural progression from Yasha, which I feel like Luna should build almost every game, mainly just because of the movement speed bonus, and it's just some great cheap agility for some more damage. Really, really helpful. And not only that, but I can actually use this to dodge things like Sniper Ulti. I can't use it to purge things like Axe Battle Hunger, unfortunately. I actually learned that this game you cannot purge Axe Battle Hunger with Mantis Style, so that's definitely good to know. So Mantis Style is great for the reasons I mentioned, and it makes you a lot tankier too. I'm now up to 1670 HP with my power treads on strength. The Mantis Style alone will give you plus 10 strength. That really, really helps. This is a great item on Luna, and definitely kind of one of those, you know, core items I would say is really valuable on the hero. I like this a lot. Now, all that being said, like, where do we go from here? And we know that they're doing Rosh, but at this point really can't do much about it. But regardless of that, just to make sure, I'm actually going to scout with one of my illusions. This is another benefit to Mantis Style. I wanted to come up here and say, like, okay, are they going to come up here and kill the Ancients? And if I come up here, am I going to run into the whole team? Turns out they were doing Roshan. But that's okay. Not the end of the world. And again, it's not really something we can contest. We have a we have a defensive team. By that I mean we have Warlock Ulti, which is great for a counter initiation. We also have Centaur, which is excellent for a counter initiation. This ability is really, really good defensively. We also have Abaddon, which is also very good defensive. And Zeus Ulti on top of Warlock Ult. If I also manage to get an Eclipse off at the same time, that's kind of a perfect scenario, granted, but you know what I mean. And again, I'm using an Eclipse just to make sure I can do as much damage as I can to these couple of targets before the rest of the team comes in. And a huge mistake they made there is they kind of went in just one by one. That was really, really bad. This is how you lose games if you've started out ahead and you're like, oh man, there's no way we can lose. That's how you're going to lose. We just managed to get a clean 4-man kill right there. On top of a Nature's Prophet buyback. Enormous win for us. Super helpful. And actually, I think I managed to pick up at least 2 of those kills. I know I got at least 1. So that really helps. Pop my Mantis Style. Going to be pushing down some towers here. And look how fast this creep wave dies. That's crazy. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the hoof stomp off on the Leshrac, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. And combination of neck and high damage is going to make sure we take a tier 2 as well. So now I find myself sitting with 4k gold, so what to do from here? At this point, I honestly feel like I'm pretty survivable. I need to be able to kill the whole team. So if we look at the Nature's Prophet, he's got a sheep stick up. This is also the reason why I built Black King Bar fairly early. Before I talk about what to do next, I want to talk about why I built BKB super early. This is a team that you have to have BKB against, and Luna is a hero that BKB is core on in almost every single game. I can't be hit by any of Leshrac's abilities. If I'm hit by any of Brewmaster's, especially like his Primal Split Stun or his Primal Split Tornado, my team is screwed, or I'm screwed. I cannot be hit by any of those things. Axe's taunt will go through BKB, so he's still a hard counter to me, but Prophet Sheepstick will not affect me, and Sniper's Ultimate will not affect me. So BKB is absolutely mandatory this game. Must have. There are very, very few games where you can get away without having a BKB on Luna. Again, she just does not have the resilience to stand up to the enemy team if you don't do this. Really, really helpful. Now, excuse me, got an Axe kind of looking to maybe go on me here, and I didn't realize he actually knew where I was at the time, so I'm going to go and run away. Get away safely, no problem. And that's right. Oh, I can't purge Battle Hunger. Battle Hunger is OP, by the way. That's a really good ability. But I pick up a Demon Edge because I plan to build a Monkey King Bar, and I'll explain why I'm doing this. Monkey King Bar is not a very common choice on Luna, but in this particular case, I wanted it. Monkey King Bar gives you a ton of raw damage. A whole lot of raw damage, plus 88. Really, really helps. It also gives you the mini bash to prevent targets from teleporting away, which I always feel is quite valuable. But the primary reason I built this is I felt like my survivability is finally in a place where I feel comfortable. I don't think I'm going to die. I want to be able to wipe the enemy team if I have even a couple of seconds of auto-attacking them. And keep in mind that this bonus damage will not apply to your illusions, however, the True Strike will. This means that if Sniper picks up his Butterfly, which is a very likely choice on Sniper in most games, this True Strike is going to nullify that. Also, the Mini Bash deals 100 extra damage. Your illusions will not Mini Bash, but the fact that Luna already has pretty high base attack speed does a lot more damage. So while Monkey King Bar is not always a common choice on Luna, and I may get into the point of why I felt like my itemization order was a little odd this game, I felt like this was a good choice. At the end of the day, though, I may have actually purchased this item after another item in particular. All that being said, though, not a whole lot going on at the moment. I'm just kind of letting them push to us, and I'm farming the waves as they come. And again, if we take a look at the XP graph, still massively in their favor, 15k and 20k in their favor now in the gold graph, actually. Look at the kills right now, definitely not looking good for our team. I don't have that many kills, but again, I don't have that many deaths either, which is great. And we actually do have an initiation here. We're going to make sure to go in on the Sniper. And I pop my BKB and my Eclipse immediately just to make sure I can do as much damage as I possibly can. That's going to be a dead Sniper. Aegis of the Immortal is popped. He's going to use a Shadow Blade, but we do have detection. And actually, that is going to run that way. And he does go down. And that is going to be 662 gold for our Warlock. That's going to make a big difference. That is a good thing. Oh, back to farming. That's another key thing I want to talk about when you're playing hard carries like this, is like, after a fight, if you still have high HP and high mana, say, alright, well, that was fun. Time to go back to the jungle, time to go back to the wave and keep farming. Always be doing something. Playing as a hard carry is much less forgiving than other roles in the aspect of you don't want to have any downtime. This is why having items like Helm and the Dominator to give you lifesteal and sustain are so important on heroes like this. And I actually don't think we get him here. No, we don't. I made a pretty big mistake here by right-clicking on that creep, because that made me force off an auto attack. And actually, what I probably could have played that different. The Zeus Lightning Bolt gave us a vision for a couple seconds, which is nice.
Dire's top tower, you know.
And managed to take out another tower, and I'm getting really nervous, so I'm going to go and TP back home. And I don't think much happens for a little while, so truth be told, I'm actually going to speed up the video a little bit, just so you guys don't get bored. Farm the Ancients a little bit, farm a creep wave, come down here, farm. And you'll notice I hesitated there, and the reason, again, is because we don't have any wards right here. I cannot go into here. I cannot go into this jungle. If I do, I risk... Well, I am anyway. I'm actually glad I did this. This is a huge mistake. I'll explain why this is an enormous mistake on my part. If I die right now, I'm going to be forced to buy back. That's a lot of gold out of my pocket. Not only the gold just from dying, but the gold being forced to buy back, because if I die, like, they're going to be able to win the game if I don't buy back. Now, granted, they're pushing mid lane right now, but they could have very, very, very easily been right here, just waiting. There's no reason they could have been, so that was a big mistake on my part. Always be aware of your position on the map and the enemy's position on the map, even more so than your own in a lot of cases. Especially if you're the highest value target on the team, if you're playing the hard carry. Very, very important. Again, I don't think a whole lot really happens here, so... Oh, okay, sorry about that. Let's go back a little bit. And... Yep, I missed a team fight, which is not good. I want to make sure we catch all of our team fights. And go back up here, and I think it's going to break out about any time. Farm this wave a little bit. God, look at these glaives. God, just vaporized waves. That's why Luna's strong. She can farm so quickly. Okay. And that's a good Warlock ulti going down here. And one mistake I do make here is I don't pop my BKB anywhere near fast enough. I take a lot more damage than I really needed to. Go ahead and use my Eclipse. Unfortunately, the BKB from the Sniper and Leshrac block that. I buy back immediately to get back into this fight. Once this fight's over, I'm going to explain my decision making there and why I bought back. Try to force the Leshrac off the tower a bit. And I actually didn't realize that we still had Abaddon up here, but I don't think this much he and I could have done. Okay, so mistakes I made there. One very critical mistake is I should have put my BKB about right here by the time I ended up here. Because I did not do that, I took a ton of extra damage. Sniper was able to sit there and right-click me with impunity, and I think I got hit by a lot of magic damage from the Shrek too. I'm honestly not 100% sure what happened, but the fact is I had to pop BKB there much earlier. That was bad. And if I did not buy back immediately there was a very good chance they were just going to push into our base and take a Rax. Having to pay the cost of buying back into the game versus losing in barracks is almost always worth it. And this is something that takes a while to learn, but know when to buy back. Generally, you should be buying back if you're playing a carry role like Luna and you were the first one to die in a fight and your team is still fighting strong. That situation wasn't exactly that case, but like, let's say there was a fight at our tier 2 mid. And I was out of position, like I got caught by an axe taunt, like right here, something like that. But the moment that I died, a Warlock ulti went down, and it caught most of the team. Buy back immediately, TP to this tower, and resume the fight. The fact that you're probably going to get several kills from this is going to more than make up for the cost of buying back into the game. Really, really helps. But again, that is so situational, and as you play the game more, you're going to learn kind of like how to get a feel for that and how to react to different situations. Now, Satanic is I love this item on Luna. Satanic, essentially what this does is this gives you a, that's another Rosh, by the way. Give that to Sniper, but Satanic is excellent for the fact that it gives you a lot more HP. You're going to get the plus 25 strength from the Reaver component, which is going to bring me up to 25-25. And not only that too, but if you activate it, it increases lifesteal by 175%. So you get 200% lifesteal from this item's active. So 200% of my damage is going to be healed if I use this item. This is best used after you've just suffered a long stun or disable, for example, Axe's Taunt, or the Shrek Split Earth, or Brewmaster's his Earth Panic and throw the rock at you and stun you. It's best to use whenever like you're getting low on health, but the fight is still going strong. If you pop this, there's nobody on their team, or even like 2 or 3 people on their team that can sit there and fight me. Let's go ahead and speed it back up just to get through this pause. And maybe we can actually see Satanic in action. The next best item I really need to buy from here is a Butterfly, and whenever I pick up Butterfly, I will talk in more detail about why I made that decision. In the meantime, though, look at the Sniper. I'm going to look at him again, actually. Not too much new on him, to be honest. He's still got his Desolator, Shadowblade. His farm is not very great. He does have his BKB picked up, but he could have a lot more by this point. It could be quite a bit scarier. Brewmaster, pretty standard build. I definitely like this. Ags, Blink, Phase, Drum, pretty normal. I do really like the Blade Mail choice on Axe, by the way. This is an excellent counter to Luna, especially if you don't have your BKB running. You deal so much damage with your Eclipse, and you can't control who you deal the damage to, so if Axe has his Blade Mail running, and if a bunch of beams hit him, I'm going to end up killing myself. So this is actually a really good item choice on Axe. I like that a lot. Nature's Prophet, definitely going the carry build. He does have his Dayless finish, so he's going to hit very, very hard. This is primarily, or one of the primary reasons why I feel like picking up a Butterfly is going to be valuable for the evasion. It's going to make him a lot less valuable. And we've already looked at the Sniper. So on my team, Abaddon, Mech, Veil. I really like the Veil pickup this game for the main reason that we have an insane amount of magic damage. Every hero on our team deals a lot of magic damage, including myself, so this is actually a really nice pickup. And of course, the mechanism is always wise. Look at the Centaur. Blink into Pipe. Blink, I feel, is core on Centaur in most games. And Pipe is almost never a bad idea. This is going to provide a lot of defense, especially against the Shrek when the team fight breaks down. Pretty standard build on the Zeus. I like the Yule's pickup. That's always nice, especially against AoE heavy teams, like having the Shrek there. Not too far from his Ags, and our Warlock basically has his naked Ags, and I do not think this is bad at all, to be honest. Ags on Warlock is insane, so good item pickup there. And again, still farming, so at this point I have 411 last hits at 42 minutes. Definitely not bad, and again, shows why Luna is so strong, is because she can farm so quickly. Go and speed the video up just so you don't get bored.
Bottom tower ain't a pretty sight.
And farming, farming, farming. Notice what they're doing right now is they're split pushing all their waves. They're pushing here, and they're pushing here. Now, one mistake that I really cannot afford to make is I can't waste my TPing to a lane to farm, because if the enemy sees that or they realize I don't have a TP on me, like, okay, Luna doesn't have her TP, time to game, time to go on them. Okay, fight breaking out, I do get turned into a sheep, that's bad for me. I'm also going to eat an axe taunt. This is probably worst case scenario for me, to be honest. Getting pretty low here, and the moment this taunt wears off, I'm going to use my BKB and Satanic now. Watch my health bar. With every attack I do, I heal twice that amount in health. So I'm back up to full health already. Absolutely insane. Satanic is awesome. This is such a good item. Speed it back up. So that was really, really, really close, and thankfully my team was able to back me up in time. Abaddon helped me out a lot with neck pop and shield. So well played by them. And that's when we look. That was like worst case scenario for me. I got caught by sheep plus axe taunt, so that was like a combined 4 to 5 seconds of disable, and I still didn't die. So what this tells me at this point is that we are a lot stronger than the enemy team. If I finish this off, like I'm going to buy Boots of Travel. I'm buying this for one specific reason, and that is this guy, Nature's Prophet. If I want to be able to come back and defend against him, if I need to guard the base, that is so important. So instead of going for the Eagle Song component of my Butterfly right away, I'm picking up Boots of Travel, so I don't have to worry about a TP slot. Not only that, it makes me a lot faster. Like, I have 473 movement speed now. That's insane. This hero is so fast. I'm going to sell my Power Treads, and I'm actually going to go and pick up the Talisman of Evasion right now. Talisman of Evasion can arguably be the most important part of the Butterfly, and the reason that is because it gives you the 25% evasion. This is going to make me enormously more tanky against both the Sniper and the Prophet. Matter of fact, any of these heroes that right-click me, being able to dodge 25% of that damage is huge. A little bit of trivia for you. Butterfly is a little bit less effective against Sniper because if a headshot proc hits, evasion doesn't matter. At least at the time of making this video, I'm pretty sure that's still the case. So Sniper is actually quite good against heroes that do build Butterfly. But another key point to mention is the evasion also applies to my illusions. This also makes my illusions much, much, much more resilient. Helps a whole lot. And I'm not too far off. So I'm going to speed the video back up again. Farm. And we have a fight going on here. I'm going to go and TP in on this. May have actually been a mistake, to be honest. Yep, see, they're just going to back off. And now my TP's off a cooldown. But at this point, I'm like, you know what? I feel really strong. I kind of want to fight them. Let's see if we can make anything happen here. That's going to be a Shadow Blade popped. And again, notice how they're still pushing mid lane. They're just trying to apply a lot of pressure to our base. Speed it back up a little bit again. And again, for you people that don't like it being sped up, I apologize, but to be honest, not much really happens here. Okay, this is good. Alright, so I'm actually going to pause the video here for a second. So, what you missed in the meantime is I bought a Smoke of Deceit. I smoked up in the base, and we literally just ran right into them. Smoke of Deceit is going to give you enough of a little bit of breathing room during nighttime to actually make it so you can catch somebody. And we have the Sniper completely caught here. He actually hasn't even activated his BKB yet, and he has a little bit left on the hoof stomp. So what I should be doing here is just hammering on this Sniper. Start it back up. Wow, wow. I actually didn't even get anything off there. He just died immediately. Not the best Eclipse. I've had better. Matter of fact, it's not even hitting anything. That's okay. I'm not even going to bother chasing the Shrek right now. He's going to be able to get away, but that's not the end of the world. But we managed to take out that Sniper immediately. That is a good thing. Running after the Brewmaster and Leshrac here. I don't think we're actually going to be able to catch anybody here. And wouldn't you know it, Nature's Prophet. Now, one mistake I make here is that I TP to defend the top tower, but by the time I get there, he's already at bot taking it out, and we actually do lose a barracks there. So that's a bad thing for us. I think this guy dies, actually. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to be farming creeps anyway, so not too exciting to watch that. Got an urn charge up, trying to TP. Ah, good Yules. Yep, that guy's gonna die. I don't think my team's gonna fight here. They would be well advised not to, actually. Okay, so what I'm doing here is while they're all screwing around over there, I'm gonna go and push this top wave. So push it into the tower. Pop my Manta Style.
Tower's getting beat down.
Glyph does go down, and this is where things get a little risky for me. I actually don't realize that the axe is here. I pop my BKB right away, and even with the taunt going on here, look at how much damage I'm doing with my glaives and just attacking the axe here. So much damage. Sniper might be in a little bit of trouble, but even him being forced to pop his BKB is a win for us, so that's not a bad thing at all. Going to be able to get a tier 2 tower out of this, and we managed to kill both the Brewmaster and the Axe. So even though we did lose a barracks, things are starting to look a little bit better for us. And let's see how things go here. So at this point, I'm almost 6 slotted. So I have not spent my gold yet because I want to make sure I have enough for buyback just in case things do go really wrong. Luna Glaives don't affect towers, but they do affect other buildings. Look at those glaives bounce. God, that's so crazy. Luna just wrecks bases. She is the wrecking crew. Demolish a creep wave. Sniper is trying to control the wave a bit. Kill some huts just out of spite. Now the sniper can do some damage to me, but notice like he's not able just to like 5-shot me is the key thing. Great hoof stomp by our centaur there. Eclipse and BKB immediately run in, try to do as much damage as I can. I'm going to chase the Nature's Prophet a bit just to finish him off with a Lucent Beam. That is a long range on it, by the way. Super, super long range on a Lucent Beam. Use it for situations like I just did. Make sure the sniper can't just wreck my team. Walk up to him, right-click him.
My trigger fingers itching for vengeance.
It's going to be a buyback from the sniper. Trying our best just to take out this tower. Even taking out the tower is going to be a win for us. Good taunt from the axe. Dealing a lot of damage to my glaives, but I'm dealing a ton of damage to myself because of the blade mail. Do manage to kill the axe, but I am going to die from this. And we are going to lose the Zeus as well. And our gem, as a matter of fact, but that's okay.
Ready for battle once more.
The reason that I buy back so quickly there, by the way, this is a little bit different scenario than if, like... The reason I bought back so quickly there is because I couldn't afford to wait the 99 seconds anyway, and I really didn't want to, and I have so much gold that at this point it really doesn't matter. Not only that, a buyback timer at this point in the game is put on a 6-minute cooldown. I want to get my buyback cooldown ticking already. So if I didn't have, let's say, like the 6,000 or 7,000 gold that I did whenever I died, I probably would not have bought back as quickly as I did there. Instead, I would have waited to see if the enemy was indeed going to push our base. And that is going to be a butterfly finish for me. So now I am a 6-slotted Luna. I really don't need any other items right now. If I were to do anything else in this game, it might honestly be doing something like swapping out the Manta or the Boots of Travel for a Divine Rapier. It's almost getting to that point. However, I don't feel like that's going to be Immortal and Cheese, by the way. And let's see, they gave the cheese to the Shrek, so that's actually pretty brutal. So that's kind of hard to deal with. But it's getting close to Divine Rapier time. I say, all right, boys, we're going to smoke up. Let's try to get a pick off here.
Radiant's mid towers
May not be the best idea, and you can probably guess why. If you're smoked and your base is getting pushed, the enemy team's going to be like, well, what are they doing? And notice how like none of them are out here right now. So like, okay, that was a bad idea, but that's fine. Not the end of the world. So whenever you're using smoke and items like that, trying to be all sneaky, keep that in mind. That was super, super obvious to the enemy team what we were doing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about Butterfly for a second, actually. So Butterfly is excellent, especially with the Manta style in combination with it. Your illusions do get the bonus from the agility and the evasion, which is really, really helpful. And overall, this item is just really, really great on Luna. Now, that being said, I do remember the Sniper does build an MKB, which counters the evasion component, but I don't believe the Prophet does. So again, the fact that I'm going to be able to dodge 35% of their attacks, that really, really makes a big difference. Really, really helpful. TP back to the base. And they're just kind of trying to whittle us down here. That Desolator is really making a big difference. Sniper can just send in his illusions and do as much damage as he pleases. So that definitely hurts. And at this point, I really want to force a fight, but the only way we really can, unfortunately, is if we somehow get off a great Warlock ulti, or Centaur gets off like the most epic hoof stomp ever. Speed it back up a little bit, and I think a fight is going to break out pretty soon. Anytime now. And this is an extremely key point in the game. If I die, I cannot buy back, and we are almost surely going to lose if I do. Let's see if I can actually get this fight going here. Huge creep wave. Now, notice here, they knew that I went bottom, so they know they can push up a little bit more here to do more damage to our tower. So well played by them. Being aware of stuff like that really does make all the difference. Warlock ulti's a little preemptive. Centaur needs to ult like right now. I'm trying to catch back up. This was not a good engagement by us. So now our both our Warlock ulti is down, our Centaur ulti is down. I have to go back here to stop the Prophet from killing our racks. Meanwhile, our team is up here trying to fight these guys. Looks like they're actually doing okay. And I'm trying to stop the Prophet as best as I can. He's not able to fight me directly. I do pop Satanic just to kind of be safe. probably wasn't necessary, but it's on a fairly low cooldown, so if you know you're not going to get it in a fight again soon, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And yeah, they're chasing him down, so that's a good thing. Matter of fact, this game lasts so long, I actually might hit my recording cap.
Radiant's mid-range didn't make it.
I do not want that to happen. Alright, so now we're going to try to go for the GG push here. No more Aegis on the sniper. The Shrek did have to eat his cheese, that's good for us. And again, notice how like these glaives do so much damage. They hit the enemy heroes too, even just doing passive damage to my glaives. Great hoof stomp there by our Centaur. I'm going to use Eclipse simply because I want to kill this guy. He's going to buy back. It's going to be a Rax down. Pop my BKB just because I really don't want to eat whatever abilities it might be throwing at me. And at this point I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to hit whoever's next to me. Going after the sniper now. Do you manage to kill him? Sniper's going to buy back. Brewmaster's going to buy back as well, and I'm actually in a little bit of trouble here. Spoilers, I do die here. I'm actually wondering if I could have played this any differently. Like, maybe I should have popped my Manta right here, and it may have given me enough damage to fight this guy. Problem is that if my Satanic was off a cooldown, I probably would have been able to survive that, but it's hard to say. But anyway, I do die. Speed it back up a bit, and kill some creeps. Pretty pointlessly, but I do kill some creeps. It's going to be a Monkey King bar on the sniper. Right click the Shrek a little bit. To talk a little bit more about items that you can buy on Luna. Oh man, we're actually going to go for this. Oh, that's not the best Warlock ulti, but hey, we killed the Shrek. And bad Zeus ulti, because he was dead anyway, but that's okay. Crit on Luna is not bad, but bear in mind that your illusions don't get the crit bonus, but getting like a Daedalus is not bad just because you hit so incredibly hard. I feel like I'm actually doing enough damage here. This is a good balance of defense and offense on Luna, so I think that's fine. Another great hoof stomp here. Come in. BKB and Eclipse. Haven't had to pop Satanic yet. At this point I can easily kill these Brewmaster Brewlings. Make sure to take him out. I'm not going after the sniper, and the main reason that is because I know I can kill the Brewmaster, and I know if I do, he can't buy back. And I don't feel like the sniper can actually kill us all fast enough. Man fight the sniper a little bit. Give the Shrek some love. Kill his illusions here. And at this point it's just like, finish the game. Right click that tower. Abaddon ulti does pop. Shrek is doing his best, I will give him that. And take a look at this, like the glaives will bounce off of buildings and kill heroes. Matter of fact, something pretty hilarious is about to happen. So the glaives bouncing off the buildings actually is doing a lot of damage to that sniper, and he's just sitting there taking it. And without even attacking him directly, I was able to kill the sniper just simply from the glaive bounces. It's a good ability. It's really good. And it looks like that is going to be it. So an extremely good game, a little bit longer than the ones I normally post, so I actually do apologize for that. I hope I didn't bore anyone to tears here. But that is going to be game and an example of how to play Luna and how to carry. Find farm where you can, fight battles that you think you can fight, know the ones that you should avoid, and get really big and really strong. There's not a whole lot of other carries in the game that can actually stand up to a 6-slotted Luna. She's really tough. A funny thing, I actually had to add this in after the fact. I hit my recording cap, which ended the video a little bit early. But thank you guys so much for watching as always. Take care.